Alright, we're out here at USI, got the 12 gauge out here for the first time, and we're going to be shooting tactical slugs. I've never shot a shotgun, so this should go pretty well, or it should be at least entertaining. We'll see what happens. Alright guys, we got through 3 full magazines, so 15 tactical slugs, and we didn't have any failures to feed, we didn't have any failures to fire, everything seemed pretty good. So let's check out what we did on target. Alright guys, so new experience, but a good experience, right? Not too bad. We're here all the way at the farthest expanses of the pistol range, and we're pretty much putting hits on target. Not good hits, not accurate hits, but they're hits, right? We'll take it. Had a great day today out of United Sportsman in Concord, California, really test driving and breaking in my brand new MOSSBERG 12 gauge shotgun. Honestly, the very venerable MOSSBERG 88 provided absolutely nothing but stellar success today at the range with no hiccups, no misfires, and excellent performance all the way around. Now, the one thing about this channel is I read every single comment. And one of the comments that I received was, that slug in that shotgun is going to potentially leave your house in a defensive situation and enter a neighbor's house at that point. You never want to have that be the case, right? You always want to be aware of not only your target, but what's behind your target. Have an ammunition that's going to be able to dissipate the energy in a period of time that's going to keep it from impacting those not involved, right? Having done a little bit more research at this point, I've seen that most people who are doing the home defense duty absolutely defer to double-aught buckshot. And that's because every single time you squeeze the trigger, you're basically sending 9 millimeter 30 caliber 9 millimeter projectiles towards your target. I think the verbiage here on the back absolutely matches the intention here when it says stop the threat, right? 9 millimeter rounds is quite formidable, as well as significantly less likely to over-penetrate in the way that a 1 3/8 ounce tactical rifled slug would. Definitely got some good impacts on target today from those tactical slugs at the range, but ultimately I want to not only eliminate the threat, but my liability legally in a defensive situation if it's to ever unfold. And it's not impossible, right? I mean, as a person who's already defended his home from an active home invasion once before, the odds, they're out there, right? I mean, we live in a world where evil does exist, so you do have to be prepared for that. However, you also want to be able to be prepared for the ramifications after you potentially have to squeeze the trigger, and eliminating that liability, that's very crucial for me. Double-aught buckshot is going to go ahead and be the key to this puzzle, I think. I've got a few different types here, and I think I'm just going to go and bench race them by the numbers, right? We've got Winchester, Defender, copper coated double aught buck, 1145 feet muzzle velocity claim with 9mm projectiles as stated. Now we got the Super X by Winchester as well. This is double aught buck as well. And I have no velocity ratings. Oh, I guess I do. 1325 feet per second with 9 pellets. I'm not quite sure why the copper coated stuff is moving a little bit slower than the non-copper coated stuff, but ultimately velocity kills, right? So that's where I'm probably going to be looking towards. Then we move over to the Federal stuff that we have, blue boxes. Picked these up because the guy at the shop said that sometimes with the Winchester rounds he has had light strikes, but with the Federal rounds it always seems to go bang. I have no experience, so the only experience I have is vicariously through others at that point, right? I bought a bunch of boxes of the Federal. I did like to see that this also sports the higher velocity of 1325 feet per second with 9 double aught buckshot pellets inside of it. So once again, 9mm rounds, right? This is the previous round that people had kind of called me out in the comments section over. These tactical rifled slugs, probably not going to stop for too terribly much except extreme hard objects like, you know, AR-500 plates and stuff. People in the comments seem to think this can kill an elephant, so in my mind, not the best choice for short range home defense. Let's go ahead and get this sling loaded up with what I think is going to be my best bet. I'm going to go with these Federal, right? Blue box first, blue box first. The Winchester's a little bit more money, and I want to go ahead and give you a true comprehensive test as opposed to just putting them on the sling. So I'm going to go ahead and use what I have the most boxes of to fill my sling up with, and then in the near to distant future, we'll get a ballistic gel episode going for some great penetration and spread testing of these other excellent 12 gauge rounds. What do they look like? Made in the USA. Oh, these are traditional. Real traditional. Good stuff, dude. Like it. Start loading them up. I will definitely say today that in the range trip that I took, none of my shotgun shells vacated the premises while I was using my shotgun while they were sitting on this strap. So the elastic bands are good enough to go ahead and control them and keep them in the places that they're intended to be in. One thing I noticed about the Federal box right out of the way, it's very plain Jane. There's not like a ton of super high impact marketing, and the cartridges themselves seem to be like really... And the cartridges themselves are absolutely unextraordinary. Typically, when you see stuff that doesn't have a lot of hardcore marketing, not that flashy on the outside, but people still buy it, there's a reason. It probably performs. All right, sick. Looking formidable. Looking very formidable. But look at this. Look at this. For whatever reason, it does appear that the back half of my sling mount has come off of here. And I don't know if that's just due to poor setup, or maybe I didn't have it tight enough, or maybe I don't know what I'm doing. All of the above, right? Choose your own adventure. No matter what, we're going to have to rectify that before we go ahead and hang this in the safe. Now, as far as price is concerned on these 12 gauge buckshot rounds, I paid $8 for a box of 5. So it's going to put you at like between $1.25 and $1.50 or so per round, and that's going to be out the door pricing. It was on sale, I think, so it might have been more expensive on the regular tag, but that's what you're looking at to go ahead and acquire 3 boxes of shells. About 25 bucks. While we got them out here, just for the hell of it, I am going to go ahead and open up these Winchesters, okay? They say Super X on them. They have a little bit more flashy of a marketing, but Winchester's been around a very, very long time to develop said marketing. Let's check out these Defenders as well. Ooh, black casing. Very similar in construction. As a guy who shot air guns almost his entire life, I will say that air gun ammunition is significantly more flashy, right? Like the marketing teams on the air gun people, like they understand that your ballistics literally depend on the ammunition significantly more than the actual gun itself. Almost all of your ballistics themselves are not coming from the propulsion, but actually from the minute differences of the ammunition itself. So it's interesting to see a very singular, one style, standardized type of an effect with the shotgun shells, and the airgun stuff just be a little bit more wild. Alright guys, thanks to go ahead and wrap up this quick episode as far as what I'm using for my home defense rounds in my 12 gauge MOSSBERG 88. But if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content like this, make sure you subscribe for more with that notifications button so you can stay current on the channel as well as when these videos come out. If you really like what you saw today, showcasing the fact that not only do I read my comments, but I can be taught, make sure you share it so somebody else can see it. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.